Today, we will be reviewing the CyNera MT5 Expert Advisor by Ms. Svetlana Pavlovna Groshans. Stick around to the end to receive a free Expert Advisor from us at Prosperity Algo Solutions. So, we can start off here on the sales page to get an idea of how this EA works. We can see that it trades gold on either the M15 or the M30 time frame. And specifically, they're saying that you can use this with any broker, however they prefer if you use a low spread broker, which typically makes sense for trading anyway. And going through this page here and looking at the strategies which this EA supposedly runs, there's a really big focus on all things AI. Essentially, it's saying that this EA is primarily using a combination of neural networks in order to enhance its decision-making and predictive capabilities. And then it speaks to a few different types of neural networks which it is using. And neural nets are not inherently a red flag in and of themselves. You can very much use neural nets in MQL5, be it by either training it in Python and then reading it in your Expert Advisor, or alternatively, I believe there's some way to actually code neural nets, basic ones, in MQL5 directly. Because the actual math behind a basic neural network is really not that complicated, and I encourage you guys to look into it. But some of the neural networks which they're speaking to here, such as transformers and generative adversarial networks, these are really cutting-edge technologies which are not typically used often in retail trading, just because they're still very new. So transformers are currently very popular. You're likely seeing Facebook and Google, they're all developing these super sophisticated models which have a variety of different business and commercial applications. But these are the heavy hitting, highly complex models, and I have personally yet to see them applied too often in a retail trading context. And for a bit more context too, we can actually go to Oxford University's website. This is the Oxford Mann Institute of Quantitative Finance. And you can even just go through some of the papers and see some of the cutting edge research which is currently being done. And for instance here, you can see robust hedging GANs. This is a generative adversarial network, which is what they're speaking of. And we can even do a quick search for transformers. Here we go. Transformers coming up as well. So all of this to show that these technologies are being currently researched to be used in finance and trading. And I would not be surprised at all if some of the large institutional quant funds are already implementing this. However, because it's still very complex and very cutting edge, I would be quite skeptical of this type of technology being implemented in a Forex Expert Advisor, which you can buy for $500. So going through it a little bit more in detail, we don't have a ton more information, except that it also uses a fixed stop loss and take profit. It uses a trailing stop loss to lock in profits, and it's avoiding strategies like martingale. And here it's saying that it prioritizes stability and security. Fair enough. And it also is stating here that they have stress tested and that they've tried a few different symbols, and that it's supposedly an adaptable EA with phenomenal backtests. So now we can quickly head over to the Signal tab just to see how the EA has been performing live. So this is a real account with the WellTrade broker, and we're seeing phenomenal returns to date, but this is with these are returns on a very, very low deposit. So making 300% returns on $300 could also simply indicate that leverage is too high. And if we look at the trading history as well, we can see that there's really not a statistically significant amount of trades happening here. So yes, with a $300 account, the fact that they're trading 0.1, 0.3 lots, they're using a lot of leverage here. So this would speak to why the returns have been so high to date. Second of all, I wouldn't necessarily consider this to be a statistically significant amount of trades. They could very well just have 25 different signal accounts trading using even relatively random trading systems and simply be picking the best one to show people. So yes, they have a live signal, but this is showing that they're likely picking and choosing whatever the best one is. So I would be a little bit skeptical looking at this. But now we can actually hop over into MetaTrader, where you can see that I've downloaded the CyNera MT5 Expert Advisor, and I actually have already run a backtest here on the M15 time frame with gold, and I used every tick based on real ticks from the 8cap broker to run this backtest. Let's quickly go through the inputs tab just to see what we're able to adjust. And here they have different risk settings, including you can turn on turbo mode, which I would assume is an increased risk setting. You're also able to specify about the currency of your account. Now you're able to say what the stop loss and take profit is. Also, I would be pretty skeptical here that they're using a 294.0 stop loss. Usually if you see these very, very obscure numbers, there is a significantly higher risk that some over-optimization was done. Because realistically, why would you pick 294 points? It's a fairly random number. So that might speak to something being thrown out in an over-optimized scenario. And then they're also speaking to the fact that you can use a news filter, but it's currently turned off. So here if we go back to the graph, we can see that it's pretty damn perfect. And it's taking $10,000 to close to $4 million. And if we go to the backtest results, we can see this was run with 100% history quality. And yes, it made around $3.8 million profit with a $10,000 deposit. And I think you guys can likely see where I'm going with this. We're also seeing that it has 100% profit trade, so it never took a single loss. And yes, we are seeing some slight dips in equity, which may speak to a martingale system when we run the visual backtest, but they're too small relative to the gains. I think it's likely that they're just keeping positions open. So what I'm seeing here is that at least the backtest is a blatant scam. Like getting 100% returns and turning 10 grand into $3.8 million. Like that is beyond ridiculous, right? No trading system can do this. So at least whatever we're seeing in a backtest is a scam. Perhaps whatever they're running live implement a different strategy, and the live strategy is different than the backtest, and they're doing this purely to sell it. But unfortunately, we have no idea. It could also be that they're just flipping a coin when running the live trading bot. So if the backtest is so heavily manipulated, likely it's a history reader. That simply shows that we have no way of assessing if the live performance would be good or if it would also just be completely random. So now the last thing I'm going to do here is run a quick visual backtest in order to perhaps get a better indication of how the system works. So we have a nice pretty panel here, and we can see that it's starting to go. This is quite interesting actually. It's a bit on the slower side, and it's not allowing me to fast forward it too much. But we can see, at least from the system, that perhaps it's like the underlying strategy is a degree of a breakout system. Let me go back here. I can maybe zoom out. So this is quite interesting. Like this trade may very well have opened because there was a breakout of this previous level created by this maxima, and then this one may have also followed a similar premise. So that could be interesting actually. So from what I'm seeing here is it does appear at least partially to be trading breakouts. So If this is the case, maybe it does actually have a real strategy behind it, and the backtest is just operating in a manipulated way. But unfortunately, due to the heavy manipulation of the backtest, we really have no way of assessing that. So I would encourage you guys to perhaps run your own backtest and let me know. But my conclusion is, at least from what I'm seeing, the backtest I would classify as a scam. However, maybe when it performs live, it is trading in a different way and perhaps utilizing actually a good breakout-based strategy. But we really just have no way of assessing due to the manipulation of the backtest. So at least for now, I would definitely stay away unless you see somebody who runs a live signal for an extended period of time with a significant amount of trades. So yes, please let me know if you've had different results though, because maybe I'm missing something, and always open to feedback. And stick around for the following short clip where we will share an expert advisor with you. Before you click away, if you're looking to get a real expert advisor, here at Prosperity Algo Solutions, we're currently offering our Golden Time Bomb system based on automating the London breakout and opening range breakout 100% for free. Watch the pinned video to find out more and to get access.